Whether it's your first time in London or your fifth, there's always something new to see. I spent a whole month here and I did everything in the video myself, from the big name landmarks to the quirky hidden gems. So let's not waste any time. Here are 60 things to do in London in less than 20 minutes, and I have a map of all these spots on my Patreon. Feel free to jump ahead to the different sections you're the most interested in, and let's start with museums. London is packed with world-class museums, many of which are completely free. Whether you're into ancient artifacts, design, science, or art, there's a museum here that'll surprise and impress you. First up, the British Museum is one of the most visited and controversial museums in the world. It houses treasures from every corner of the globe, including the Rosetta Stone. Be sure to give yourself at least a half day to explore it. Following that, the Tower of London is part museum, part fortress, part royal prison, and steeped in drama. You can see the crown jewels, hear stories from iconic beefeaters, and explore over 1,000 years of history. It's one of those spots that really lives up to its popularity when you visit. Next up, the National Gallery is located right on Trafalgar Square, and it holds one of the best collections of European paintings in the world. Think Van Gogh, Da Vinci, and Monet all under one roof. And like many of London's great museums, it's free. Following that, the Natural History Museum is renowned for its grand Romanesque architecture and giant blue whale displayed in its main hall. From dinosaurs to gems to even earthquakes, it features interactive exhibits and brings science to life. It's great for kids, and it's also great for adults. Next, the National Portrait Gallery is where you go to put faces to British history. From Shakespeare to Queen Elizabeth I, the portraits here span centuries of iconic figures. Honestly, it's one of my favorite museums in the city, as it's basically a study on portraits throughout the centuries. Heading on, Shakespeare's Globe Theatre is a modern reconstruction of the original, bringing his work to life. You can catch an open-air performance or take a guided tour during the day. It's an unforgettable way to experience London's theatrical roots, and I highly recommend the tour. Next up, the Churchill War Rooms let you step into the secret bunker where Winston Churchill and his team plotted their World War II strategy. The preserved rooms and interactive exhibits in the museum paint a vivid picture of wartime Britain. It's dark, fascinating, and well worth experiencing. Following that, the Sherlock Holmes Museum is a quirky spot on Baker Street that fans of the famous detective will love. It's set up like Holmes and Watson really lived there, right down to the violin and pipe. It's small and it's more novelty than academic, but that's part of the fun. Heading on, we have the London Transport Museum, which is a vibrant spot in Covent Gardens that tells the story of how London's iconic transport system evolved. From horse-drawn buses to the first tube trains, it's surprisingly great and family-friendly. You can even climb aboard some of the vintage vehicles. Next up, we have the V&A Museum, also known as the Victoria and Albert Museum, and it's a design lover's dream. It's filled with everything from fashion and furniture to jewelry and ceramics. My favorite is the cast courts. They have life-size replicas of famous European monuments, including Michelangelo's David and Trajan's Column. Next up, the Tate Britain is your go-to for classic British art, especially the works of artists like J.M.W. Turner. It's calm, spacious, and more traditional than its sibling, the Tate Modern. And it's great for a quiet afternoon, but it's not as must-visit as some of the other spots on the list. Heading on, we have the Tate Modern, which is situated in a former power station along the Thames and is London's hub for contemporary art featuring giant installations, video art, and the occasional head-scratcher piece on its many floors. Even if modern art isn't your thing, the views from the top floor are well worth a visit. Next, we have the Science Museum, which is an interactive, hands-on, and endlessly fascinating experience. It covers everything from space travel to medical history, and it's especially fun if you're traveling with kids. One of its standout exhibits is the Apollo 10 command module, which actually orbited the moon. Next, the National Maritime Museum is just steps from Greenwich Park, and this museum dives deep into Britain's seafaring past. From ship models to naval uniforms and dramatic battle stories, it's both educational and engaging. Following that, we have the Postal Museum, a hidden gem that dives into the surprisingly rich history of the postal service in London. You can even ride a tiny underground train here that once was used to deliver mail across the city. It's charming, quirky, and totally unexpected. Moving on from museums, let's head to parks. London's parks are like the city's backyard. Whether you want to rent a paddle boat, find a quiet bench under the trees, or spot birds near a royal palace, there's a park for that in London. These green spaces are perfect for catching your breath in between all of the sightseeing. First up, Hyde Park is one of the biggest green spaces in London and a favorite for locals and tourists alike. Rent a paddle boat on the Serpentine, catch a concert, or relax by the Rose Gardens. It's the perfect city escape, and it has great parks if you're traveling with kids. Next, we have Regent's Park, which is home to Queen Mary's Rose Garden and the London Zoo. It's beautifully landscaped and features walking paths, sports fields, and open-air theaters, making it an excellent spot for a leisurely afternoon stroll. Next, Kensington Gardens were once the private gardens of the Kensington Palace. This space is elegant and peaceful, and here you can visit the Diana Memorial Playground or admire the Albert Memorial. It flows right into Hyde Park, so you can easily do both. Following that, St. James Park is located right by Buckingham Palace and is beautifully manicured with postcard views. It has a lake with many different types of birds, colorful flower beds, and killer views of the palace. It's an especially great park for a peaceful walk throughout the day. Lastly, we have the tiny Postman's Park, which is a small green space that's easy to overlook but worth taking a moment to reflect in. Here they have a unique memorial that honors everyday people who died while saving others. It's quiet, meaningful, and beautifully done, making it a nice small park to explore. Next up is history, and honestly, London wears its history on its sleeve. This section is packed with landmarks that shaped the city and the world as well. First up, we have Big Ben. In case you didn't know, Big Ben isn't the tower, it's actually the bell inside, but most people use the name to refer to the entire clock tower. It's one of London's most recognizable sights and a symbol of British identity. There's lots of great views on both sides of the river, and you can actually go inside if you get tickets way in advance. I was able to do that and it was totally worth it, but they don't allow photos, so I can't show you anything here. Basically, right next to Big Ben is Westminster Abbey, the stunning Gothic church that has seen coronations, weddings, and funerals of British royalty for centuries. It's packed with history from Poets' Corner to the tomb of Elizabeth I. If you're into royal history, this place is a must. Next up, St. Paul's Cathedral is famous for its massive dome and stunning interior, and it's honestly one of London's most iconic churches. You can climb to the Whispering Gallery or all the way up to the top for fantastic city views. The mix of history and architecture is breathtaking, and it's one of my favorite spots in the city. Next up, we have Tower Bridge, which is often confused with the London Bridge, but Tower Bridge is the pretty one that you've seen in all the photos. If you pay to go to the top, you can walk across the glass-floored upper walkway and learn about the bridge's history in the engine rooms. It's a fun and photogenic spot that's well worth the visit, even if you're not going to go inside. Next, you can't leave London without seeing Buckingham Palace. Time your visit for the changing of the guard if you're interested, but note that it will be very busy if you choose to do that. Even if the royals aren't your thing, it's a fun cultural experience in London and a beautiful structure to see. Following that, head to Trafalgar Square, which is the central gathering spot with fountains, statues, and the towering Nelson's Column. It's a good meeting place, and major sites like the National Gallery and St. Martin in the Fields surround it. It's also fun for people watching and just soaking up the city's vibe on a nice summer day. Next up, Cutty Sark is the 19th century tea clipper in Greenwich that was once the fastest ship of its kind. You can board the ship, walk beneath its gleaming hull, and it's just a cool slice of maritime history and a very unique museum to explore. Following that, the Palace of Westminster is home to the Houses of Parliament where UK laws are made. The architecture is Gothic revival at its finest, and the building lights up beautifully at night and on specific holidays. You can book a tour to explore the inside if Parliament isn't in session. Next, the Monument to the Great Fire of London is a 200-foot column that you can climb for a great view in the city. It marks the spot where the Great Fire of 1666 started, and it has a fascinating little museum inside. Be ready for a lot of steps though if you climb all the way to the top. Next, we have the Royal Mews, which are located right next to Buckingham Palace and house the royal family's carriages and horses. You can see the stunning Gold State coach used in coronations and other royal events. It's like a behind-the-scenes peek into royal life. The next section is attractions, and these are the experiences that give London its character, from unique spots to offbeat corners of the city. Whether you're into pop culture or quirky adventures, this section has something you'll remember. Perfect for filling your days with unexpected moments and can't miss photo ops. First up, catching a West End show is one of the most memorable things to do in London. From long-running classics like Les Miserables to newer hits like Six, there's something for everyone. Be sure to book in advance or try your luck with the same-day tickets. Next up, Outernet is one of London's most high-tech attractions with massive floor-to-ceiling digital screens displaying immersive art, music, and interactive media. It's free to enter and it's a fun, futuristic stop that's worth seeking out. Next, don't leave London without having a proper afternoon tea. This is like the quintessential London experience, and places like the Ritz or the Ivy serve it in a full traditional style, complete with finger sandwiches and scones. Alternatively, you can opt for a casual setting at cozy tea rooms in Soho or Notting Hill, but you definitely need to take an afternoon tea while you're in London. Following that, the Royal Observatory in Greenwich is where East meets West, literally. I mean, it's home to the Prime Meridian. You can stand with one foot in each hemisphere and explore the history of timekeeping. The views over London from here are also quite spectacular. While you're in Greenwich, head over to the old Royal Navy College to see its painted ceiling. Often referred to as the Sistine Chapel of the UK, this Baroque masterpiece is truly breathtaking. You can sit on special benches and just gaze up at the hand-painted ceiling, or you can book a guided tour if you want the full story behind the art. Next up, head over to Abbey Road. Made famous by the Beatles, Abbey Road is a quick and fun stop for music fans. Snap a photo on the zebra crossing and sign the wall outside the studio. The traffic gets really busy here though, so patience is key, and make sure to arrive early in the day for the best opportunity to take a picture. Heading on, we have St. Dunstan in the east. This bombed out church has been turned into a hidden garden in the middle of the city. It's peaceful, ivy covered, and feels like something out of a fairy tale. Honestly, it's just a great little escape while you're exploring London. Next, the London Mithraeum showcases the remains of a Roman temple dedicated to the god Mithras. It's buried beneath office buildings and includes dramatic lighting and historical artifacts. It's unique and an atmospheric window into historic Roman London. Next up, we have Novelty Automation. This bizarre little spot is part arcade and part art exhibit. They have dozens of coin-operated machines that are handmade and silly. Think bureaucratic simulators and robotic fortune tellers. It's wonderfully weird and well worth popping into. Heading on, we have the Waterloo Graffiti Tunnel. Underneath Waterloo Station lies a constantly evolving canvas of street art. I was told the tunnel is legal for graffiti, so it's constantly changing. If you want to visit, be sure to bring your camera, as some of the work there is seriously impressive. Next, check out the Paddington Bear statue, which is located at Paddington Station. This bronze statue is a sweet tribute to the beloved storybook character. It's a quick and charming photo stop, and there's also a little Paddington-themed shop nearby. Chances are you'll already be going through Paddington Station while you're exploring London, so you might as well stop and see it. Following that, we have the Millennium Bridge, which is a pedestrian-only bridge that connects St. Paul's Cathedral to the Tate Modern. Designed with sleek modern lines and a minimalistic look, it's definitely a favorite spot for photographers and architecture fans alike. Next up, the Uber boat is one of the best ways to travel along the River Thames. It's a commuter ferry that runs from west to east London, stopping at all the major riverside attractions. It's affordable, scenic, and way more fun than the tube. Next, we have Neal's Yard. This colorful courtyard in Covent Garden feels like a hidden oasis. Full of quirky shops, cafes, and wellness spots, it's a fun little place to stumble upon. I mean, there isn't much to do here, but bring your camera, it's incredibly photogenic. Our last attraction is Little Venice. In a quiet canal area tucked away in West London, Little Venice is a peaceful and picturesque spot. You can take a canal boat, or you can just walk along the water to enjoy the cafes and walkways. It's an excellent spot for a slow-paced afternoon and a cool neighborhood to explore. Our next section focuses on observation decks, and London has no shortage of jaw-dropping views. From ultra-modern skyscrapers to giant Ferris wheels, each of these spots offer a different angle on the city. First, Horizon 22 is London's highest free public viewing platform. Located at 22 Bishopsgate, it offers jaw-dropping views over the city skyline. Free tickets are released in advance online, and it's worth booking early so they don't sell out. Next up is Sky Garden, which was my personal favorite viewpoint, as Sky Garden offers sweeping views of London in a lush garden setting. Visiting is free, but timed entry tickets are required, and they go fast, so be sure to get them in advance when you know you're going to be there. Sunset here is especially magical, but it will definitely be the busiest. Following that, the Shard has the highest observation deck in London. It's not free, but the views are hard to beat, and the glass design provides a genuine sense of being well above the city. Honestly, I thought it was a great spot, but it's challenging to justify the cost with so many other amazing observation decks in the city that are free. Following that, we have the London Eye, which is the giant Ferris wheel that offers a slow and scenic rotation over the Thames River. It's especially beautiful at night when the city lights glow below, and you're probably going to want to book the skip the line tickets if you're visiting during peak times. I went during off time and I loved having the pod mostly to myself, so that's possible if it's not in the summer. Do note, this is an expensive attraction, especially for the whole family. Lastly, we have the Garden at 120. This is a lesser known alternative to Sky Garden, and it's free and usually a lot less crowded. You don't actually need tickets for this one, but you may have to wait in a line depending on how busy it is. And it features greenery, benches, and panoramic views. It's honestly a hidden gem among the city's high-rises. Our next section is markets, and London's markets are more than just shopping spots. They're full of energy, history, and local flavor. Whether you're looking for vintage clothes, delicious street food, or antiques, each one has its own vibe. Here's a few of my favorites. First up, Borough Market is a must for food lovers, and you probably already knew that before you watched this video. From British cheeses to international street food, and of course those strawberries that you've seen on TikTok, the variety here is incredible. It's busy, but the atmosphere and the flavors make it well worth the crowds. You can see my full video on this market in the description. Next up, Leadenhall Market is a gorgeous Victorian arcade with ornate architecture. It's home to boutique shops, pubs, and cafes, and it was a filming location for Harry Potter. Pop in for the photos alone or grab something to eat and just enjoy the views. Following that, we have Camden Market, which is edgy, eclectic, and full of personality. You'll find vintage clothes, handmade art, and food stalls from all around the world. It's one of the most unique markets in London, and it's excellent for people watching and the interesting vibes that are found all around it. Next up, Greenwich Market is a charming, covered market full of independent traders. You'll find antiques, handmade art, vintage clothing, and tons of food stalls. It pairs perfectly with a visit to the nearby Cutty Sark or Royal Observatory. Lastly, we have the Portobello Road Market, which is famous for its antiques and its colorful buildings throughout Notting Hill. Saturdays are the main day for the market, but it's open most of the week in some capacity. It's fun for browsing even if you're not buying, especially if you like the same style that my wife does. Alright, to end this video, if you got more time, these two spots make for a fantastic half-day or full-day excursion just outside of London. They're close enough to get there and back without too much hassle, but far enough for it to feel like an adventure. I also have a video on all of my favorite day trips in London in the description, and I have 8 of them there. First up, Windsor Castle is one of the Queen's official residences and the oldest occupied castle in the world. With only a 40-minute train ride out of London, you can explore the lavish state apartments and visit St. George Chapel. It's an easy day trip and it's well worth taking the time to see. Lastly, if you're a Harry Potter fan, then you cannot miss the studio tour. Located about an hour outside of London, the Harry Potter studio tour is a dream for fans of the film. You can walk through sets like the Great Hall and Diagon Alley, see real props, and even sip butterbeer. Definitely allow yourself at least a half day, as it's a lot bigger of an experience than I thought, and I have a video on this in the description as well. Alright, that's the end of this video, and thanks for coming along on this whirlwind tour of what to do in London. I know we packed in a lot, but I'd love to hear from you. What did I miss that I should visit next time I'm in the city? Drop your favorite London spot in the comments, and if you're planning your own trip, check the description for more videos with food guides, day trips, and hidden gems all throughout the city. Alright, we'll see you on the next one.